Hello everybody, Mr. Incomprehensible here. I hope you're all doing well. The chances are if you've clicked on this, you know too well who Belle Delphine is. If there's any chance you don't, then please don't watch this and escape whilst you can. It's not worth it, trust me. Belle took the internet by storm a few years ago, after making highly concerning and bizarre content that personally makes me want to curl up in a ball and seek therapy. Around about a month ago, the almighty Belle made her grand return in the form of a 6ix9ine parody, purely to advertise her brand spanking new OnlyFans page. And no, I wish I was joking, but I'm not. We're going to be taking a look at where Belle came from, and how she played the internet like a fiddle, cruising her way from being an ordinary girl posting Instagram selfies to Queen of the Simps. Okay, so imagine the year is 2018. TikTok is taking the internet by storm, and new content creators rush to the platform for their claim to fame. During this period, the fabled Fortnite Boogie Down challenge was also going on, and people feared the internet had hit an all-time low that we would never recover from. The internet's equivalent to the Great Depression, if you will. But boy were we unaware of how good we had it. As TikTok continued to grow in popularity, many different types of creators were taking advantages of its shorter styled content, riding the waves of popularity, continually hitting it like a piñata to squeeze every last penny out of it as humanly possible. A particular group known for doing just this was the TikTok egos. These particular madams came along posting very questionable content in the hopes of promoting their Patreons and private Snapchats. Now, if you don't know what a private Snapchat is, it's pretty much about a Snapchat account that is private. Yeah, crazy, right? That usually contains not safe for work content that is usually guarded by a paywall. Also, I'm pretty sure these Snapchat accounts violate the terms of service, so their accounts could actually get shut down at any time. Maybe not the best plan for business, but maybe the idea of breaking the rules is one of their many kinks, and I won't be one to question that. And yeah, you got it. Belle Delphine, real name Mary-Belle Kirschner, was one of these people. She seemingly appeared out of the blue in 2019, posting such peculiar and bizarre content on her socials that it takes a good minute or so for your brain to process what was actually in front of you. I'm sorry for putting you through that again, but it's so strange and uncomfortable you just have to show it to someone else and make them suffer just like you had to. Content was almost infectious, like a type of viral disease, and boy are we educated on viral diseases in today's day and age. The idea of creating content so unusual was a recipe for success. You almost can't believe what you just saw, and after unconsensually riding the 10-second emotional rollercoaster one of her videos sets you on, you just have to share it with someone else, so they can experience the same mental deterioration you have just endured. This is one of the many reasons I think Belle Delphine is actually a genius, and not just some alien life form toying with the human race for their own entertainment. Although granted it is a good theory, as she quite literally has quite a big percentage of the online male population on strings nowadays.
Now, you need an operation table and one of these spooky boards. Next, you must find a large heart. Here is mine. Then you take a big knife and gently cut the heart open. This makes sure it's a real heart.
Oh great, witchcraft and salmonella. It wasn't always like this though. The oldest video you can still find on her YouTube channel is a makeup tutorial where she isn't in her online persona of Belle Delphine we all know today. That sort of content obviously wasn't seeming to give her much success, so she tried a different strategy called being a thought. Her internet career, if you will, begun to take off when she started posting not safe for work images on Instagram and other socials. With the thirsty men of the internet loving this change in content, it still wasn't enough to set her apart from the rest and push her to be the internet celebrity she is today. Like I said before, she pushed to make her content bizarre and unique. And bizarre and unique it certainly was. With content like this, it wasn't long until people on other platforms caught onto this and pushed her career further. It wasn't long until she caught the attention of content creators on YouTube, and before we all knew it, she seemingly took all this platform too, with everyone and their grandma making a video on her, since the content was practically a blessing from above for commentary YouTubers, with the content being the way it was. Some YouTubers completely pushed the boundaries beyond this though, and started donating thousands of pounds to reach the highest tier of her Patreon for YouTube content, as they put it. Yeah, I'm looking at you once again, Willenie. Honestly, I'm pretty sure this guy's a secret obsession with her. There's definitely something questionable going on there that we might need to look into. Suddenly, a lot of Belle clones started appearing in the community, trying to recreate her sudden rise to internet stardom. Although granted, being known as the girl who poured eggs over yourself for donation money isn't the most respectable of careers, but if you're okay with doing it, you do you, I guess. As more and more of this type of content floated about TikTok and other socials, and Belle continually pushing the boundaries with what she could get away with every day with her many shenanigans, one of which was when she came out with a mad stunt, selling tubs of her bathwater online to those strange people who wanted it. She was smart enough to know people would buy it, and it wasn't long enough until they went out of stock in a matter of days. Shortly after, YouTubers were making videos because they bought Belle's bathwater and proceeded to drink it. Do scientific experiments with it.
We're going to be testing a jar of Belle Delphine's
Gamer Girl Bathwater.
And even vape it. Yeah, I'm still confused at how the thought process of, wow, this random girl online is selling water she has bathed into the public, I need to buy some and put it in a vape for YouTube content, comes about. But I guess it worked. Around this time, fake news articles started floating about Twitter, claiming that several people had contracted herpes from drinking her bathwater, or some claiming that she could have a lawsuit filed against her because the water contained no traces of human DNA. Both of these were pretty hilarious in my opinion, because first of all, if it was to be genuine bathwater, you can't expect to do something as dumb as drinking it and not expect to be extremely ill. I'm still not sure as to whether the YouTubers claiming to have drunk it actually did it or replaced it with clean water, because it genuinely escapes me how someone doing that could ever be deemed a good idea. Power cynical. On the other hand, if it did come out to be fake, and the water was just ordinary, what kind of guy would care so much about his tub of gamer girl bathwater not actually containing her DNA, so he was unable to bond with his true one and only queen by guzzling her bathwater? If the situation wasn't absurd enough, someone else tried impersonating Belle trying to cash in on selling fake gamer girl pee for just under 10 grand. Another example of one of her stunts was creating an account on The Hub to debate thirsty people into thinking they were going to get some free premium Snapchat content, and people were disappointed to find out that PewDiePie was not entering her in the way they imagined. The videos averaged a 66 to 77% dislike to like ratio, and her videos became the most disliked on the history of the website, whilst also becoming the site's most searched celebrity in 2019, also crowning her as the site's best ever troll in my opinion. Shortly after Belle's bathwater stunt, people were angry. As I stated earlier, fake news articles were flying about and people were quick to jump to cancel her when they discovered their sacred bathwater they purchased might be disgenuine. The huge controversy resulted in Instagram investigating her content further and banning her for violating the site's community guidelines. Belle quickly got in contact with Instagram to try and restore her account, keeping in contact with her fans on Twitter and Patreon, before suddenly pulling a Houdini on the 21st of August where she seemingly vanished from the internet. Peace at last, said Mr. Bear. Around 2 months later, after Belle's disappearance from the online world, an apparent mugshot of hers surfaced, with a watermark from the Metropolitan Police. Although there was no direct proof of her arrest, Belle explained the mugshot, saying that she was arrested after someone had stolen her pet hamster at a party, so she vandalised the woman's car who took the hamster. Now, I don't think it would be hard to guess that this story was very likely made up as another one of her publicity stunts, taking into consideration her past behaviour to go viral, although I guess we can't know for sure. After about a year of online inactivity prior, Belle decided to bless us all with her presence once again, this time becoming a mumble rapper to promote her brand new OnlyFans page, as I talked about in the beginning. She dropped a very lewd 6ix9ine parody in the hopes of giving her another popularity boost to get enough people subscribed to her OnlyFans for her to start a career again. The video contained a half-dressed Belle, covered in paints, dancing around whilst telling you to
buy my OnlyFans, you big Chad.
It's genuinely incredible how she seems to have finessed the entire internet into getting just what she wants, whilst also making it blatantly obvious she's just here to make back a ton of money and cash in on her OnlyFans, as she also states in the video.
OnlyFans now to get a big bag.
Because of the amount of views Belle drove people in the YouTube community before, it wasn't long until people were reacting to her latest comeback video to gain from the new second wave of hype surrounding her return. Of course, Willemy found himself involved once again and was actually cooking something up with Belle for her almighty return. With the infinite amount of simp money accumulating from her OnlyFans, she treated a YouTuber that helped further her popularity in the past by buying him a brand new pink hat with her name spray painted on the bonnet. Not only did she make Will her own advertisement truck driver, but she also sent him on a mini treasure hunt to figure out how to get in all the other strange various packages she had left him to open for a video. Now, considering Belle's random and quirky acts in the past, anything could be in these boxes. Like, she genuinely could have sent anything from a raw carrot to a pound of coke, and to be honest, I don't think anyone would be surprised. Speaking of not knowing what's in the boxes, what about we all play a quick game? And it's called What's in the Box? I've got a spinning wheel here on screen listing all the options I believe could be in a surprise package for Will and E. So without further ado, let's spin the wheel. Oh, it's a BB gun. Well, that seems a little disappointing now. So, we've already seen that Belle Delphine has took the internet by storm twice now, using her quirky and in many cases quite questionable content.
Let's slice it open and see how much blood we have this year. Yes, indeed, this is a reasonable amount.
During her time on the internet, plenty of people have described her content as quite disturbing in ways, and especially when quite new to the online community, people would always be discussing whether or not she is in an act, and whether the Belle Delphine character is true to herself or not. There was always an aura of mystery surrounding her.
Will and Belle carpool karaoke in the Belle-mobile. She'd never do a video in person or something because it breaks like the allure. I think she prefers being like a mystical character.
Which, combined with the already strange content that made you want to undo the last few seconds of your life, makes quite a recipe for success, like I stated earlier. The fact that we never really see much of Belle as a real person, but more of her covering herself in weird stuff like this. And also the fact we never hear her say much, it adds an element of uncertainty to herself as an online persona. Yes, I know I'm talking about her as if she's the Bermuda Triangle or something, but just hear me out, okay? The truth is, if she was to do that carpool karaoke with Will, it would completely devalidate the character she has spent a couple of years trying to build up. In an environment like that, you would see more of her actual personality, and more of her actually being a normal human coming out. If she is human, covering herself in cereal and playing with skeletons is usually all we see of her. Well, apart from you lot that purchased her OnlyFans, although quite frankly I'm happy not seeing any of that. From the very minute she surfaced online, she did her best to maintain the bizarre content that would have people going "what?" at it, and sending it all their friends. That level of uncertainty as to whether there is truly a girl this strange in the world, not only doing that but being comfortable enough to put it online, is something that got everybody that knew about her curious to a certain degree, most likely resulting in them watching more of her clips, or even subscribing to her Patreon or OnlyFans. Because of this, I go back on what I said earlier. It is in fact 100% likely that this woman is an alien life form messing with human minds for the entertainment of other aliens on their version of YouTube or something, because some women just want to watch the world burn. Therefore, Belle Delphine is in fact an evil genius and mastermind who likes to toy with simps and wind the internet up in general, just to laugh at their reactions. She even said it in an interview pretty much. So, what can we all take from this? Well, in conclusion, egos are evolving and becoming smarter, and we as a human race should be very worried. But you know, as the saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. So maybe if it starts looking like egos are taking over the world and enslaving us all, then I might just have to join them. I mean, have you seen how much OnlyFans money Belle makes? It deems itself quite a viable option if all of the career choices go out of the window. Make sure to let me know what you think about Belle Delphine and her antics in the comments as well. What bizarre stunt do you think she's going to pull next?